You know the advice we all hear for aging well, right? Walk more, just stay active. But what if that's not the whole story? What if, even when you're doing that, your body is, well, quietly getting weaker behind the scenes? Today, we're going to dig into a source that talks about a silent gap in aging and reveals 5 very specific chair exercises that are designed to protect your independence, especially after you turn 60.
So, here's the game plan. First, we're going to figure out what this silent gap really is. Then, we'll dive into 5 key movements. We're talking about waking up your body's second heart, building the strength to literally stand up and walk, creating a posture that protects you, and finally, mastering the one test that can actually predict your future independence. Let's jump in.
Okay, so this silent gap, what is it? It's that gap between the effort you're putting in and the results you're actually getting. It's when you do everything you're supposed to. You take your walks, you keep moving, but your legs still feel heavy in the morning, or you feel just a little bit wobbly getting out of a chair. It's this quiet decline that can really plant a seed of fear and uncertainty. And this quote right here, wow, it really gets to the heart of it. The real danger isn't just another birthday. It's that false sense of security, that feeling that you're checking all the boxes, while some of the most crucial muscles for independence are being completely overlooked. And here's why. This slide breaks it down perfectly. Look, walking is amazing for your heart, for your overall health. Nobody's arguing with that. But what it misses is huge. It doesn't specifically train the muscles that power you up out of a chair, the muscles that act like a pump to keep blood moving in your legs, or the muscles that lift your feet high enough so you don't trip. It's a great strategy, but it's an incomplete one. So how do we start to fill in that gap? Well, the very first step, the foundation, starts with circulation and stability. And to do that, we need to activate what our source calls your body's second heart. And this isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a real medical thing called the venous pump mechanism. Think about it, your heart pumps blood down to your legs easily thanks to gravity, but getting it back up is the hard part. Every time you flex your calf muscles, they squeeze the veins inside and physically push that blood upward. When those calves get weak, that pump gets weak. Blood can start to pool, and that's what causes that heavy, swollen feeling and makes you feel unsteady. So here's move number 1, the seated calf raise. It's simple. You sit up straight, feet flat. Now slowly, you press up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as they'll go. The key part is this. Pause at the very top for 2 full seconds. Really feel that squeeze. Then, and this is just as important, lower them back down super slowly, like over 3 or 4 seconds. The control is where the magic happens.
And the prescription to start with is straightforward. You're aiming for about 12 to 15 of these controlled reps. Take a little break, and then do another set or 2 as you feel yourself getting stronger.
Okay, so we've got the circulation pump working. Now let's talk about the raw power, the muscles that let you get up and move around safely. These next 2 moves are absolutely essential for standing up with confidence and walking without that dreaded shuffle.
We're actually targeting 2 very different muscle groups here. On one side, you've got your quadriceps. Think of these as your power muscles on the front of your thighs. They're what provide the push to get you out of a chair. Then you have the hip flexors. These are your lifting muscles. They're responsible for picking your feet up high enough so you don't trip. Both are crucial. So for those power muscles, the quads, we've got the seated knee extension. Sit back, supported in your chair. Slowly straighten one leg all the way out. Now here's the secret sauce. At the top, hold it for 3 seconds and consciously squeeze that big thigh muscle. Then lower it back down with extreme control, maybe even counting to 4. That control is what builds real, functional strength.
For this one, you're shooting for about 10 to 12 repetitions on each leg. Go for 2, maybe 3 sets. And remember, it's always about the quality of that squeeze, not just rushing through the reps.
All right, next up are those lifting muscles. For this, we do the seated hip march. You'll want to sit tall, right on the edge of your chair. Then, slowly lift one knee up toward your chest. Hold it there for 2 seconds, then lower it back down with control. This move directly fights that foot shuffling that can lead to trips and falls. It's about restoring that trust that your feet are going to clear the ground every single time.
The goal here is simple. 10 controlled lifts for each leg, alternating as you go, for 2 full sets. This is all about retraining your brain and your muscles to lift with purpose.
So far, we've been all about the lower body, right? The engine. But that's only half the story. If the frame, your upper body, is weak, you'll start to fold forward. And that doesn't just affect your balance, it can actually make it harder to breathe.
And this is a connection so many of us miss. When your upper back gets weak, you start to slouch. That posture actually compresses your lungs, making your breaths shallower. Plus, it shifts your center of gravity forward, which is a huge risk factor for falls. So this isn't about vanity, it's a real health issue.
This is where the seated resistance band row is a game changer. Just loop a simple resistance band around your feet and sit up tall. Now, pull your elbows straight back. The most important part of this whole movement is right here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together like you're trying to crack a walnut between them. Hold that squeeze for 2 seconds. Then slowly let your arms extend forward again. Don't let the band just snap you back.
You'll want to aim for about 12 to 15 controlled pulls here, doing 2 or 3 sets. The band should feel challenging, especially on those last few reps, but it should never feel painful.
Okay, we have built the foundation piece by piece, and now we get to the final move, the big one. Our source calls this the single most important predictor of your future independence. It's more than just an exercise. It's really a fundamental life skill.
And this question just puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? It's not a cholesterol test, it's not a blood pressure reading, it's simply this. Can you get up out of a chair easily and without using your hands? Because the moment that ability becomes a question mark, suddenly everything else in life starts to feel a lot more fragile.
So, let's master the sit to stand. You're going to sit on the very edge of a sturdy chair. Now cross your arms over your chest. This is the non-negotiable part. No using your hands. Lean forward a bit, push through your heels, and stand all the way up. But the most important part of this whole routine is the way down. You need to lower yourself incredibly slowly, taking a full 4 seconds to get back to the seat. That slow, controlled descent is what tells your muscles and bones to stay strong and dense.
When you're starting out, aim for about 8 to 10 good reps. Take a minute's rest, then do another set or 2. And look, it's all about progress, not perfection. If you have to use a slightly higher chair to start, that is totally fine. The goal is to get better over time. So, let's put it all together. These 5 moves, they're not just a random workout. They're a signal. You're sending a direct message to your body. You're saying, we need strong calves for circulation, strong thighs to stand, strong hips to walk, and a strong back to hold it all together. This is your routine for aging prepared, not afraid. Because in the end, this is what it all boils down to. The goal isn't really to stop getting older. It's about maintaining your capability, your confidence. It's about that quiet, unshakable knowledge that you have the strength to stand up on your own whenever you need to. That right there is true independence.